From the Arctic to the Atlantic, there are life or death moments in the lives of all marine creatures. They must constantly find enough to eat and do their best to avoid being eaten. Now, animals that hunt in or near the sea are evolving incredible strategies and changing their behaviors to achieve their goals. Drones are helping scientists to uncover new behaviors by revealing details never seen before. Worldwide, as their landscapes change, upheaval is forcing creatures into new relationships and into new roles.
Oh wow, this is amazing, huh? What a fantastic technology, isn't it?
Along the coast of Namibia, beasts that always fed on the dead are now hunting the living. The resident fur seals must mount a defense before it's too late. Every winter for more than 20,000 years, the same ritual has taken place on islands strung out along the 500 miles of Namibia's skeleton coast. 400,000 fur seals invade the rocks for a few months to mate and raise their pups until the youngsters are strong enough to face the high seas. In the water, the seals are swift and agile hunters with little to fear. But once on land, they are helpless against potential predators. On the islands, this danger didn't exist. Around 50 years ago, humans arrived on their island rookeries to mine phosphate, which forced most of the seals to find a new refuge. The seals had to change their behavior after thousands of years of evolution. They crossed the strait, which separates the islands from the mainland, into unknown territory to settle on beaches that would become their new home. Parked on the edge of an infinite desert, just a few hundred feet would change the lives of future generations forever. For the 20th consecutive year, biologist Ingrid Wissel and her team are driving through the uninhabited desert, which separates the nearest town of Luderitz from the fur seals colony. 2 decades of research have allowed Ingrid to witness something extremely rare. She has observed 3 separate species learning new hunting techniques and new defense strategies for the very first time. She believes that it's the environment and not innate instincts which will determine whether an animal is a scavenger or an active hunter. Before the arrival of fur seals on the beach at Baker's Bay, brown hyenas lived as scavengers, like other places in Africa. They fed off the carcasses of seals which washed up on the beach from the islands. Resident jackals hunted lizards, insects, and cormorants in the desert. On their island paradise, the fur seals had no predators. Now, the former balance on this beach has been turned upside down. 20 brown hyenas, 80 black-jacked jackals, and 5,000 potential prey animals, the fur seals. When the fur seals first began showing up, none of the animals knew how to react to one another. The fur seals had no experience with land predators. The jackals were not used to thousands of live prey without higher predators dominating the equation. This is what has fascinated Ingrid for so many years, a situation where hyenas would become the alpha predators, abandoning scavenging behavior to become hunters. She's had to avoid being seen in order to study these wary animals.
This colony is a relatively small seal colony for Namibian standards. We've got between 2,000 and 5,000 pups born here each year, so the adult population is ×5. So it's quite a small colony.
Naturalist Hans Hermann spots a young hyena about 300 feet away. It is studying the beach carefully. Ingrid recognizes the behavior, and she knows this would-be predator has come here to learn how to hunt the seals.
Because the adult hyenas don't take the cubs or subadults to the seal colony to teach them how to hunt, it is really also proof that what they're doing here are innate behaviors. But it's not taught. They've just taught themselves and learned themselves.
All African hyenas have the ability to hunt. Those in Baker's Bay must awaken this instinct and learn to hunt from scratch. And there's another species to show them how to do it.
So the hyena is just standing there in between looking, thinking, I guess, with a couple of jackals around.
Jackals are efficient, natural hunters. By watching them attack a young fur seal, the inexperienced hyena realizes that pups are the easiest prey and that adults don't defend them. It also sees that even young seals are too big for the jackals as they struggle to finish off their latest victim. Hyenas are strong enough to replace the jackals as the dominant hunters here. Ingrid has documented that it takes 5 years for a hyena to be an effective hunter. The adult has just arrived at a group of seals.
So the hyenas are predominantly described as scavengers, which is true for most part of their range. But despite food being available in form of carcasses, they also seem to, like many other predators, they seem to prefer fresh meat if the availability and the opportunity arises. So brown hyenas are born with this hunting instinct. However, they are not very skilled. It's difficult to describe, are not very skilled predators. It's sometimes when you watch them approach seals or forage at the seal colony that it really looks more like an opportunity that is presented to themselves and they just take it. And yeah, I guess this is going to go on for a bit. Doesn't seem to be in a hurry. The hunt is triggered by movement, by animals running. So as soon as this hunting or a hunt is triggered, they will go, they will run, and they will try to kill.
Hyenas have become the dominant predators here, where in other parts of Africa, there are lions and other big cats that are much stronger or faster than they are. The cats leave half-eaten carcasses, which which are the core of the local hyena's diet. Ingrid believes hyenas are scavengers out of necessity and not because it is their true nature.
Whether it's successful or not doesn't play a major role. So they are true predators, they are true hunters, and here in these parts of the coast, it's quite unique that we actually see this true hunting behavior and the true predatory behavior of brown hyenas, which we can't see elsewhere in their range.
Since they have awakened their hunting instinct, some hyenas have developed new hunting techniques.
We've got a few individuals that we observed that use a technique that we call shamming. It sort of means playing dead. The hyena will just lie down and pretend it's sleeping or even actually sleeps until the seals settle around the hyena because they don't see it as a danger. And then eventually it will get up and just try to grab a pup.
At this stage of her research, Ingrid wonders whether the presence of observers in the field is influencing the animal's behavior. That's why she started using a drone to observe the interactions. Odorless and almost invisible when flying high above the ground, it goes unnoticed by the hyenas. The drone allows her to be privy to details of their hunting techniques.
Okay, hold on a second. Can you zoom onto what's down there? Oh, we've got the jackal. If we find him, we find the hyena.
I think there's still something moving here.
Did you? A little bit to the right? There, can you see that on the screen?
Oh, yeah, it's moving, yeah.
Oh, wow, this is amazing, huh? This is really good. No, but it's not too concerned. This is so amazing to see.
Ingrid has spotted an 8-year-old female that she knows is a seasoned hunter. This hyena has selected its prey carefully, the smallest of the juveniles in the nursery. She approaches from behind and will chase the group away. She's learned that when they flee, mother seals won't defend pups that aren't their own.
So that's another technique. So the hyena is looking at a specific pup they want to kill and then try to quickly go for the head. Because the kill bite is into the skull, they crush the skull with a bite and the pup is dead.
Ingrid has also noticed that the hyenas easily accept the presence of jackals. Hyenas often leave the organs of their prey behind, which means meat for the jackals, which have now become scavengers. Baker's Bay is a rare example of genuine role reversal. The scavenger has become the hunter, and the hunter has turned into a scavenger, a unique shift in the story of African wildlife. And the jackal's techniques are also evolving.
Initially, at the beginning of the pupping season, the seal pups are very small, so a single jackal is well capable of killing a seal himself. But the larger the pups are, and they grow very quickly, so by March they weigh 7 kilograms, and that outweighs some of the jackals we've got here. So for a jackal to try to strangulate a seal pup is very, very difficult. So it takes a long time and a lot of energy because the pup is strong. Seal pups also have got a very tough skin, and not to forget they're marine carnivores. So they can hold their breath for a long time because at sea they need to die. So the jackals have to form coalitions. You know, April, May, the group size that you need to do a really good, successful kill are 3 jackals.
The jackal's teeth are too small and their jaws too weak to inflict fatal injuries on the young fur seals, but they've learned how to neutralize their prey. Wrapped in a thick layer of blubber, the fur seals are very intolerant to heat. By harassing a target for about 15 minutes, the jackal gang raises the internal temperature of the prey until it succumbs to a heart attack. The other fur seals are surprisingly passive when one of their number is attacked.
They don't know how to react because their innate behavior protects them from marine predators, but not from terrestrial ones. So maybe in 100, 200 years' time, if this system still exists, we see a change in behavior of the seals, and they might react earlier and might have learned to avoid predation more than they do nowadays.
Baker's Bay is the location of a still evolving coexistence where roles are slowly changing day by day. It is a unique situation on our planet. Ingrid tirelessly follows this chapter in the evolution of species as it plays out before her in real time. On this remote beach in Namibia, she witnesses the drama of nature in all of its beauty and brutality. There are more to the hyenas of Baker's Bay than their new role as ferocious predators. Some are also mothers. When evening comes, this female must cross the 12 miles of desert to her den, where she has hidden her cubs to protect them from other hyenas and the many jackals. Every year, female brown hyenas in Namibia raise between 4 and 6 cubs. These 2 young hyenas are pioneers. Like their mothers, they'll need to call upon their deeply buried instincts in order to be successful and survive. These youngsters must become the new leaders of their kind, no longer the hunted, but now the hunters.